Welcome to Comics with Dan. We're going to be reviewing Gatchaman number 2. So last issue we saw the Science Ninja team in trouble. They were caught in the tentacle things of this giant mech plant monster thing. This issue we see the attempted escape from the Science Ninja team and sort of the aftermath of that. Unfortunately, there's some continuity issues between this issue and Gatchaman Galactor number 1. So in Gatchaman Galactor number 1, it opens with Berg-Katze getting chewed out by Leader X about the failure to take down the Science Ninja team with this giant mecha plant monster thing. I don't know what it's called. And so he gets chewed out for that. And that sort of sets the tone for the beginning of the book, honestly. But then in the beginning of Gatchaman number 2, we see that this mech attack was for, a distraction for something else. Something that I'm not going to spoil. You'll have to read Gatchaman 2 to get. But it was a distraction for something else. And Berg-Katze, comes back from this this defeat, quote unquote, from the Science Ninja team, and is sort of celebrating that the distraction worked successfully, and that's what he gets chewed out for here in Gatchaman number 2 by Leader X. So it truthfully it doesn't really ruin anything in the 2 books, but it does sort of shift the tone definitely of Gatchaman Galactor number 1. So I do find that sort of a little strange, and I'm not really sure what the writers were going for there, but definitely sort of a continuity issue between those 2 books. One thing this book could really benefit from is sort of a character listing at the beginning, images of characters listed down and their names next to it. Sort of like how Cal used to do back, whenever that book was coming out, and actually also does it in the beginning of Cal 1964. But there's just a lot of characters to follow. I mean, this is a bigger team book, and then you have sort of a B team to follow. And I don't remember who a lot of these characters are. I remember their general roles in the story, but it would be really helpful to just sort of have them listed at the beginning. And I think it would probably help a lot of, first-time Gatchaman readers. This issue was fun. We get to see a little bit more team dynamic built, but only briefly. There's a good bit more about Galactor's plot revealed, but I won't be spoiling any of that here. You'll have to pick up the issue to find out. I'd say that this issue was probably about 60% action, 30% plot driving, and about 10% character development. I'd really like to see that even out a little bit. I realize that a book based on sort of an extremely heavy action anime is going to have more action in it than it does the other things, but I'd love to get that to sort of maybe 40% action, and then evenly split after that 30-30 for the plot driving and the character development. It would be nice to sort of see that, and it would really help me as a first time reader of this team to kind of get a better feeling for the characters and what's going on. That being said, the action that we've had so far is really cool. It's really well illustrated, and I like where the story's going so far. So the art was sort of more of the same as last time. A lot of the faces just sort of seem to have the same look on them throughout the story, regardless of what's going on, with the exception of a couple of differences in when the B team reunites with the Science Ninja team. I did like the art, though. The action was definitely the highlight of the art. Chris Batista does a really good job of drawing these, really larger than life, animated, exciting scenes. Even if the faces could use some work, the action that goes on, in between these it's really well illustrated. Batista delivers a lot of details in his art, which is one thing I do really like. And Carlos Lopez's colors match that perfectly. He uses this really bright, vibrant color palette, which is a great palette to start with. But then on top of that, the details that Batista gives him, in the coloring, they're not glossed over. He doesn't just sort of paint over a background just to sort of get it done. It doesn't seem rushed at all. The details that are in the pencils are duplicated in the details and the colors, and I think that works perfectly. Now, there's some instances where you can sort of go more monotone for the backgrounds, and it's an artistic choice that works for some books. Like, for example, Greg Smallwood in Human Target is a great example of a lot of his backgrounds in that book. He sort of uses one color just across all the pencils in the back. Now, he does that to sort of, bring the reader's attention to what he wants the reader to focus on, usually a character or two characters speaking or something else. But I don't think that would work well in Gatchaman. And I think that it's great that Carlos Lopez doesn't do that. He hits every little detail in the backgrounds. And I think that fits the feel of this book perfectly. So that was definitely great. The colors were absolutely a highlight of this comic. So the letters by Buddy Bodoin are really well done. It's again a lot of the same techniques used as last time, which were appreciated. I liked the different lettering used for Leader X, even though I've never heard his voice because I never watched the show. I get the feeling that it's a lot more menacing and sort of over the top than a lot of the other characters, which works great. Additionally, the bolding of specific words, especially whenever Berg Katzie's talking, because you can just sort of imagine the flair that he talks with. So it's definitely helpful to have that. There's also a ton of sound effects, which I always say the more the merrier for sound effects. And obviously in a book like this, where, like I said before, it's 60% action, so it's definitely, it's enjoyed, and they're really well done. They work well into the art. Overall, just really good lettering for this book. So this issue, it was good. I don't think there was anything that really blew me away. I've definitely enjoyed the Ken Deathmatch one-shot by a wide margin more than this or the Galactor miniseries. But that being said, I think both this and the Gatchaman Galactor issue have really had their moments. And I think that we'll still definitely get a really good story out of this by the time that we're done. I'd say that if you're interested in the premise and, you're into the action-packed sort of larger-than-life kind of anime-looking, series, that this definitely could be for you. And it comes out this Wednesday, August 7th, so make sure you check it out. Make sure you like the video, make sure that you subscribe, check out my other videos here, and thank you for watching.